Hello, my name is Gregory Chansey. I'm an attorney in Marietta, Georgia. I practice personal injury law and criminal defense. I feel fine after my accident. Do I really need to go see a doctor? Well, I'm glad you asked. It takes about 2 weeks for soft tissue damage to come up, for you to actually feel it. For the first 2 weeks, you might feel just fine. Typically, I hear after 72 hours, the client starts to feel a little soreness in their neck or their back. By then, oftentimes, it's too late. The insurance companies are very strict about who they pay and how they pay. So the sooner you get medical attention, the better. What is the process of a personal injury case? Well, it's about a 6-month-long process. Anyone who tells you it's faster than that is selling you something that's not true. You have an accident, you contact an attorney, tell you, okay, come on in, we sit down face to face, you tell me the facts of your accident, or we talk on the phone. We discuss what happened to you and medical care that you can seek. There are 2 types of medical care that you can seek. There's medical care such as hospitals, ambulances, urgent cares, and then there's the providers within our network. We have a network of providers, chiropractors, neurosurgeons, MRI centers, orthopedic surgeons, who will see you on a contingent basis. That means they don't get paid unless you get paid. When you contact our office, we talk about where you live and where you work. We work with you to find medical providers within your area that are convenient for you to visit. We contact them, introduce you as a client. They will then reach out to you to make an appointment for you to come and see them. When you come to see them, they will do a medical chart and other tests, and they will start your treatment. At this point, they are aware that you are involved in a personal injury matter. They will hold all invoices until the end of the matter. Ordinarily, these people will not get paid unless you win. As you're treating, they will update us every week or every 2 weeks about your progress. When you're done treating, they will send us all the reports about the treatment that you received and the cost. We take all the different medical providers' treatment plans and reports, and then we prepare something called the demand letter. The demand letter goes to the insurance carrier of the person who injured you. At this point, we've already sent them a letter of representation when the accident first happened, so they know to expect the demand letter at the end of your treatment. They receive the demand letter. We tell them you've received this many injuries, and you are seeking compensation for your injuries. At that point, they can either write us a check, or they can try to negotiate down. We do not negotiate down. If they choose not to write you a check, then we'll take them to court and we'll file a lawsuit against them. If they do write the check, we will then receive the check within 3 to 5 days. But it's not over at that point. We then reach out to the medical providers and we try to reduce the bills that they have given us. We've worked with them for many years, so they are incentivized to want to reduce the bills in order for us to continue giving them more business. They reduce the bills, we do a calculation. Our fee is 33%, just like every other personal injury lawyer. We take our fee, the rest of the money is divided between you, the client, and the medical providers. Ordinarily, it is a 1/3 to the lawyer, 1/3 to medical, 1/3 to the client split. Of course, it's very important, as every case is different, for you to sit down and talk to me or another lawyer about the specifics of your case. If you're in an Uber or a Lyft or whatever else they have these days, and you have an accident, you have multiple options for recovery. If someone hits the Uber, obviously you have options to recover from the person who hit you, but also the Uber driver and the Uber company have to carry their own insurance as well. Often these are $1 million policies, so they're very high. The minimum policy in the state of Georgia for a private driver is $25,000. So $1 million policy is a much higher policy. The attorney who you hire will send a letter of representation to the insurance carrier of the driver who hit you, as well as the insurance carrier of the Uber driver, as well as Uber themselves, or Lyft, or whatever the case may be. The process after that is very similar to what we discussed earlier. Letter of representation, you go treat, we gather all the documents from your medical treatment, we prepare a demand letter, we send it to each one of those insurance providers, and we negotiate with them individually. Very similar to the ride-sharing experience, U-Haul has its own insurance policy. So when you are hit by a U-Haul truck, we then will represent you against the driver's insurance and U-Haul's insurance as well. You've had a car accident, you're worried about how am I going to get to work? How am I going to get to school? How am I going to get around? As you know, the personal injury portion takes 4 to 6 months of time. Obviously, you can't sit around for 4 to 6 months without a vehicle. There's another part of the insurance policy called property damage. Most personal injury attorneys do not work in property damage because they don't get any part of that fee. Our office is different. We will happily and cheerfully help you seek your property damage recovery as a courtesy. We don't charge a penny for that at all. What that means is when you have an accident, we will help you get money to get your car fixed or get your car replaced, while at the same time finding new doctors, chiropractors, and orthopedic surgeons to see you about your actual physical injuries. There's several types of accidents that you can have. Most often, you have an automobile accident. You're driving your car, someone rear ends you. You're crossing an intersection, someone hits you. We call it T-boning you. Various things like that happen. That is the most common type of accident. There's also trucking accidents. You're driving your car, you get hit by a large commercial vehicle or a small commercial vehicle. Not all commercial vehicles are large. Oftentimes, if you're hit by a little van from a plumber or an electrician, that's also a commercial vehicle. And those policies tend to carry much higher limits. There's also motorcycle accidents. Motorcyclists get injured every single day. I am also a motorcyclist myself, and as careful as I try to be, I'm still very wary on the streets because it just takes a driver 1 second to not notice that I'm there and they can hit me. And the injuries, as you know, on a motorcycle tend to be catastrophic. Pedestrian accidents are also similar. As Atlanta gets bigger and bigger, more and more people are walking around in the streets, crossing the streets, and the drivers tend to hit them. We've had significant recoveries for pedestrian accidents here. Boating. There are a couple of lakes here in the Atlanta area. There's Lake Lanier, there's Lake Altoona, there's Lake Oconee. And we have found that as boating becomes more and more popular in Georgia, boating accidents become more and more popular as well. There's a prevalence of drinking while boating that happens a lot here. And if you're injured on a boat or by a boat, you also have rights, and we can easily recover some damages for you there as well.